All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Pop-Up, coming to you live from the Black Media Matter studios right here in downtown Seattle. I am your host, Omari Salisbury, known on the streets of the Central District as the Big O. We got a fantastic show for you lined up tonight. Once again, we are joined by the fantastic, the amazing, the incredible Debrena Jackson Gandy. We're also joined tonight by, fashion designer and culture creator Nate Alexander. So we have a great conversation tonight. I mean, love, fashion, come on, it don't get no better than that. Before we get into it, man, of course, we got to pay some bills. We want to give a big shout out to We Rise Wines. We Rise Wines, located on 2nd Avenue, right across the street from the Moore Theater in downtown Seattle. Man, this is a for us, by us spot. Jamila Conley and the crew, curating some of the best wines from across the Pacific Northwest, nationally and internationally. Also got fantastic food, so you know that's why I be there. And a great event space. We encourage you to support those who support us and go to werisewines.com. And second up here, moving it right along, this one's definitely close to home. I'm talking about Coleman Commons. Yup, Coleman Commons. That is our spot. Seattle's premier waterfront cultural venue and creative event destination, uniquely located in the historic Coleman building where the waterfront meets Pioneer Square. Visit ColemanCommons.com today to book a space for your upcoming event. And stop by the space to see Tacoma Awards exhibit retrospective. That's what you see there on the screen right now. Big shout out to T-Dub doing big things. All right, we're going to keep it rolling into the introductions. And first up, ladies first, as usual. I'm talking about Debrena Jackson Gandy, who is a nationally recognized love and relationship expert, best-selling author, by the way, and founder of the Love Academy, known as the Relationships Revolutionary. She provides programs and seminars to help individuals and couples transform their relationships by replacing limiting beliefs with love truths to achieve greater fulfillment and connection. Debrena, welcome back to the Black Media Matter studios.
Good to be back again, as always.
Yeah, and as usual, you've come with your light beam with you. You know what I'm saying?
I tried.
Everywhere you show up is ping, ping, ping.
Oh, thank you.
All right, good stuff. Keep it moving on the introductions, man. This brother right here I bumped into down at Tacoma. Big shout out to Alicia Michelle. We were down there, a legendary AF podcast, me and Basa Gordon, and this brother was there. I am talking about Nate Alexander. Nate Alexander is a designer, a stylist, and a creative mind behind the brand Mainly Razedebar. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, all right.
It's the meaning.
All right, and we're going to talk about it. Known for his handmade garment creations. Handmade, y'all. Alexander moved back home to Tacoma, the city of destiny, in 2025 after spending a decade in the A. All right, Nate. Welcome to the Black Media Matter studios.
Thank you, sir. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, too.
I love the studio. I'm glad that I'm here, you know.
Yeah, the studio loves you back, believe it.
I might be part of the Tacoma takeover, too, watch.
Okay, well, I hope so. Alicia Michelle's here tomorrow. So the way the show works is that with the first part we do headlines, and then after headlines we get to know more about our guests. And with Debrena, it's kind of special because every 2 weeks she's here as part of an installment of her series about love and relationships. So this is actually my first time to get to sit down with Debrena. But we've only got one headline today, and it's really captured the news here in Seattle and across the Puget Sound. for the last few days, and that's the horrible shooting over there at the Bite of Seattle. And last night there was a vigil there, and the headline has a vigil. Seattle mourns 3 killed where festival met tragedy. And there was actually a lot of people from our community who were there. So many people that we know, including Aaron Murphy Payne, whose son Amar Murphy Payne was killed at Garfield High School in a school shooting in 2024, and he actually led a lot of the conversation last night. It's a city right now, I think, dealing with its grief and just coming off of like World Cup was just, it was such a high. And now we're dealing with tragedy here. And any thoughts on what's happening right now, Debrena?
Well, in all honesty, it was actually my mother who sent me a text and said, "Are you all safe?" And I said, "Yeah, we're all safe." And she goes, "Yeah, there was a shooting at Seattle Center. I want to see if you're up by to Seattle." So I found out, not because I watched the news, but because my mother texted me. And then I started to get fill-in details. So of course it's tragic, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm really appreciative of Aaron leading that vigil out of his own trying to recover from losing his son. But I think it's so amazing that, when we look at FIFA, we had 700 extra thousand humans in this city, no incidences like this. And then, wow, so soon after, bam, back to our city, and now this tragedy. So it's just so unfortunate. So I don't have too many details on it because I don't consume the news like that. So sorry I can't share more.
No, it's
but I just think it's amazing that we don't have any incidences like this during FIFA, and we were recognized as one of the top cities out of all the American locations. So I'm hanging on to that as well as and then having this tragedy happen so soon after. But I'm glad to see the attention that it's getting and the questions that it's raising. So that's as much as I'm able to say on that because I haven't watched it that closely.
all good. Nate, any thoughts?
Yeah, so this is my thing about I was kind of like reading on it a little bit, and this is what I've noticed because I've been to like a music festival over here, and they're more worried about paying for the train than actually seeing what's in your bag, So because I had like a big backpack caught me one time when I went to the festival. They never even checked me, and I know like when people go to that festival or to like the Body Seattle and stuff like that, they don't check your bags or anything like that, or have metal detectors. They literally walk you straight in. They let you go straight in. But it's a very tragic situation because a lot of that type of stuff goes on around here, even like from Seattle to Tacoma to even in between all of that. So it's really a tragic situation, and I really hate it, but I don't really don't. On top of that, I really don't know what to say about it because that's kind of crazy how nobody was even willing to like check people's bags, how they get in with guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think unfortunately Seattle's turning a corner where, that's actually necessary. We talked about somebody who grew up here going to like the Bite and Torchlight, those kind of things was like off limits for violence,
Right.
because you knew
Right.
like your mama might be there, your grandmama, your cousins, and
Right,
this and
right.
that. And, it's passed into now a new space. And especially like these are all young people. Majority of these are juveniles that are committing most of these violent crimes with guns. I was at the press conference today. Chief Barnes said that the suspect they have in custody, 15 years old, he had a ghost gun that was 3D printed that also had an extended clip that held 33 bullets. The other gun, two other guns were recovered, but another one was a Glock 45 with an extended clip. They have 21 bullets. These is kids. Yeah, with a switch. These are kids that are coming along with this. I do think the one thing that's going to happen is because this did happen at the Seattle Center, and we heard the mayor today. Now the mayor today is saying that the city of Seattle is going to take the issue of gun violence seriously, and they're getting ready to invest and bring in experts and everything else. I mean, it was good to hear that, but we've been waving our hands up and down for 20, 30 years.
That's right.
Around an issue that's been ignored. And there wasn't even that commitment after the shooting there at Rainier Beach of those students. This unfortunate incident, of course, happened at the Bight of Seattle. And now that, as expected, the city is now saying that they're going to make some changes. So,
can I add one more
sure.
thing? I when I first moved to Seattle, I grew up in Lacey, moved to Cali to go to school, came back to Seattle, and Bight of Seattle was the thing. At that time, there were actual food trucks from local restaurants. There were booths from local merchants, and then I took a 10-year break and went back last year and was appalled at how it had changed.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed to have been bought up by a private company or something. And instead of it being where there's local businesses prospering, it seemed like they had 7 recurring restaurants and types of food that were in different places all over. And the energy was very different. The attendees were very different. And I said, I'm good. If this is what it's changed to, this is not the Bight of Seattle that I remember that was family oriented, and you were seeing Catfish Corner, and you were seeing, the local coffee shop having a booth. So it has really changed a lot, where it isn't run by, it's not populated by local restaurants and food providers. And with that change, I've seen a change in the attendees and the vibe and the energy to it now primarily being people under age 24. So I don't know how much that played into this, but that was not the case when I first started attending the Bight in Seattle, and would never miss it when I first moved here.
It used to be a non-miss event, and everything has changed about it. And now I think things are going to change more. We're going to take our first commercial break. They said we can't leave people in an affected state. So we're going to move from that sad story, and we're going to talk about love and happiness. You're watching the pop-up.
Experience the revitalized spirit of the Seattle waterfront at Coleman Commons, a premier event space where modern luxury meets local charm. Unwind in our serene wellness spaces or find inspiration browsing unique exhibits from local artists. Our space offers the perfect backdrop to connection with friends, neighbors, and community. Fit from everything from company galas to your girl's birthday party. Looking to book a space for your event? Visit ColemanCommons.com today.
Black women in Washington faced more than twice the risk of syphilis in 2024, but cases are falling as we learn the facts and look out for ourselves. Yet 1 in 10 pregnant cases were among Black women, but more than half of potential congenital cases were prevented with early care. Early testing makes a difference. Get tested and protect yourself. Protect your child. Protect the community.
When our community seeks answers, we just don't report the news. We hold the space for the solutions. The Pop-Up, bringing you face-to-face with policymakers, change makers, moving your city forward. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and essential. And now, we're going to come to you a little bit earlier. Tune into The Pop-Up weeknights at 7 p.m., where culture meets Converge.
All right, welcome back to the Pop-Up. I'm your host, the Big O, coming to you live from the Black Media Matter studios here in downtown Seattle. And man, I told you that after the break, we was going to talk about some love and happiness. And man, where all attention goes to you, Debrena Jackson Gandy, with another installation here of the Love Lab with Debrena. Before we get into it, how you been? It's been a few weeks since you've been here.
Oh, man, I have been maximizing every drip and drop of this amazing summer. I've been canceling meetings when the sun comes out. I'm like, I'll see you at the beach. I'll see you at Alki. I'll see you at Des Moines Beach. So I've been having a ball, sir.
Oh, That is fantastic. And yeah, man, I seen you. Matter of fact, man, that's the pictures we should have put in here when you
From my summer synergy?
Yeah, that
Okay.
summer. It was a bunch of good looking people.
In all white. Wasn't that a lovely sight? Melanin popping.
Come on, man.
Sun
You
glistening
be
on the
bringing
sun.
them out, Debrena. Come
Hey,
on now.
I be trying. I be trying.
I'm like, yeah, listen. I mean, it's a word of advice. When Debrena throws something, you want to go. I'll leave it there.
Well, hey, we partnered with you all, and you were represented, but I was sad that you weren't able to make it. It was wildly successful, so thank you for being a partner in that.
Yeah, no, it looked fantastic. So we'll just refresh people real quick what the Love Lab, what Debrena is, and then we'll get into this edition, which is State of the Union.
Oh, I love it. Well, I actually got into this arena of love relationships going back to 2009, and it comes out of the journey of my own relationship at the time, my own marriage that went through a major breakdown and almost became a divorce statistic. And recovering from that was a growing up process, and I received a lot of powerful insights, what I call divine downloads, and after applying them to my own life and my own transformation, watched my marriage transform as a result. And in 2009, I started sharing what I had received, what I had learned, what I was coming to understand. And that was really the basis, for my book, The Love Lies, and then the birth of the Love Lab a few years later. So this is a chance to share some of those insights, and the results have been amazing. There's at least, as far as those who report back to me, at least 75 new Black love marriages. I'm about Black love, male, female, Black love, and Black marriages and Black family. Love my Black people. And a host of marriages that were on the brink that were able to be restored and renewed. So there's all kinds of receipts. And so I'm just here bringing the message of how to attract and sustain juicy Black love relationships, but from a new paradigm, because we need a new paradigm. The one the culture gives us, the Western American culture, is the most failed relationships model in the world.
Yeah, I think that what's one that's like is great because you're actually teaching from your journey. Yes. Yeah, I mean, everybody's a life coach these days, and they experience no life.
I've had initiations around this, my friend.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's,
yes.
The 21-year-old life coach.
That's wild.
Yeah,
oh my, okay.
I'm telling you, it's out there. And so, before I get into my questions for you, this week, I think it's important that people know too that it's like this is what you do. And yes, you're talking today about this lane of love and relationships, but you're a very successful public speaker, an author, entrepreneur, a business coach. Like you, so I think that's important because it's like, you're at an apex in so many different levels, and I think that when you're giving people relationship advice, it's important to point that out. That it's like, yo, man, it's peaking here at all kinds of different places. And I see that, and I think that's important. And it lends so much more credibility to everything that you say.
Yeah, it's part of my life work. And before everybody and their uncle had a podcast trying to offer up their own experience and advice, I was already in this lane doing work. So yes, it is part of my life mission, absolutely, along with some other transformational work and committed to Black business success. But yes, this is in my heart. This isn't just a passing fad.
All right. Well, today we're talking about the State of the Union, and man, really, this is a good question. I think everybody wants to know what's the scoop on Black love relationships since the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, we first have to start with some statistics about this Western American culture, the United States, in which we find ourselves, which it just so happens out of 196 countries globally, we have the worst outcomes when it comes to marriage as something that's trackable that we have statistics on. And then tremendous amounts of dissatisfaction in the dating space, even though we have hundreds of dating sites available to us. So interestingly enough and sadly enough, the pandemic, instead of it bringing people more closely together because we didn't have all the distractions, and restaurants were closed and concerts weren't happening and things that were, we weren't commuting to work. We now had a chance to be present to each other. The very opposite thing happened, is that we saw the divorce rate increase and spike another 32% during and since the pandemic. So, and the impact of that has hit even harder in the African American community, because not having two income households, the effect on children when already they might be dealing with different factors. So, and we had marriages that were, we called the cornerstone marriages in our communities, 20 plus years, divorces left and right in the more stable marriages that have historically endured. And so it has been devastating, and we are now in what I call a crisis. And I'm sounding the alarm, because the way we've been doing relationships and what we've been ingesting and operating out of, that the culture's given us, has failed us horribly, not to mention it's failed the culture, 51% divorce rate. And so I offer a refreshing, different paradigm that is really based in transformation, and not the same old wineskin, to use a biblical reference, but a new wineskin and new wine.
So during COVID, people found out they didn't really like each other. So all those memes and everything during that time was actually true. That a lot of people, they found a way to make it work to tolerate each other. But when they actually had to be around each other every day, they found that they didn't probably like each other that much.
Well, that's what a lot of people discovered, and they discovered they didn't really intimately know the other person. The connection was fake. It was shallow. And for example, with me and my husband, we loved the pandemic. And we brought all of our daughters home from wherever they were in the country. We're like, come on back to the Gandy household. We had a ball. But people that had been moving so fast saying, oh, if I didn't have all this to do, then I would. Well, we didn't have all that to do, and we didn't have the connection skills and the communication skills in place to support, now you're with each other most of the week or for 3 months at a time. So it exposed a lot of stuff. It didn't create issues, it exposed issues. And when we didn't have speed and the fast pace of life as the excuse for why we're not spending more quality time, then we were left looking at each other going, oh my God. And people realized they were strangers. So that's what has been happening during and since the pandemic. It has worsened an already bad situation and taken the worst statistics and made them even worse. There's a mood of resignation. There's a mood of passivity. There's actually what I would call a gender war. If you listen to some of these podcasts, there's a gender war going on where we've created an antagonistic relationship, black men and black women. And so I'm not inside that same matrix having arguments and conversations. I don't argue anyway. I'm talking about, let's exit out of the madness matrix. There's another way, and I'm one of the bringers and introducers of that. And it produces amazing and different results than the culture's model, the Western American model gives us.
Yeah, you're right about that culture war. So why
Gender war.
Yeah, gender war.
Culture.
Why is a new paradigm in the black love relationship so needed?
Because the one that we have been subjected to and had forced upon us or being born into has failed us, and it's failed the culture who's the author of it, meaning the Western American culture. So we've reduced, our relationships have gotten reduced to transactions. It's gotten reduced to shopping for each other like we are appliances, where we have lists where, what do you bring to the table and what do you do for me, and needs and all these things that love is not even a function of. And so we've gotten confused, we've gotten polluted, we've gotten infected by this culture's love lies, which is, hence the topic, the title of my book. And so I'm bringing, instead of polluted water, instead of sewage-filled water, I'm bringing some spring water. And I'm bringing some love truths that are proving to work for us and to create a whole new renaissance and a returning to each other around black love.
And when you mentioned, maybe you can give some examples of from your book of this new paradigm, of how you see it.
Yes. So this particular book focuses on 10 love lies specifically fed to women as we are socialized and conditioned. I actually have a timeline in here where I go back to age 2 and 3 to say, here's where it begins and here's how it begins. So we're not just talking about, oh, the funky programming. Here, I got a timeline to show you what the mechanisms of the delivery of the lies are. But, for example, one of the love lies that we as women are fed, and it starts at a very young age with the Disney animation films and then the after-school specials, and it's just a constant pummeling of it, is this notion of love is found out there in the one or Mr. Right who can fill the hole in me. And once I have my list, I just use that to determine, could he be the one? And then I ride off into the sunset with Prince Charming. Now that might sound like a fantasy, but you'd be amazed at banging around in the heads of adult women who have doctorates or masters or higher ed or in professional jobs, how that love lie of love is found out there in the one and there is only one, that's another myth. And so when you take the effect of all these falsehoods and these love lies that are often reinforced or coming in different forms of falsehoods, even across the pulpit, it's a mess. And then there's a whole separate set of love lies that men are fed that are separate from the love lies women are fed. And that's just 2 of them, and I addressed 10, and that's not the full number. So
you threw it out there. What's a love lie that men face?
Yeah, we want to hear that part.
And look,
we want to hear that part, bro.
Exactly. Me and Nate want to know.
Yeah.
So one of the love lies that men grow up in is that dating is something on the way to getting married. It's something you do as a means to the end of getting married. And that marriage is a finish line. Marriage is a starting line. And dating is something that should elevate to a completely different level once you are now in a covenant marriage with a woman versus it ceased because now I got her. And so those are a couple of the lies that men are fed. And how do I know? Because I ask men, are you still dating your wife? No, I did that to get her. Oh, falsehood. Dating should elevate, right? You now have chosen one who said yes to you. Now you should elevate to a whole new level how you are courting your wife. Or we treat marriage as I made it. Okay, I'm married now. We get lazy. We drop. No. Elevate your game. So those are a couple of.
You hear that, bruh?
I'm listening. I'm trying to be quiet.
Well, I hope you would agree. Like, who's not going to elevate their game once they.
Okay, but this is the thing. When it comes to that, it's vice versa, though.
Say it again.
It's vice versa.
Say more, though. I don't know what you mean.
As in, like, men should elevate their game more. Women should too.
Absolutely.
But women drop down everything. As soon as you put that ring on it, she's just in the bed. She don't work no more. She's looking at you like you should do everything.
You done bumped into.
And then you tell her you give her words of affirmation every day, and she don't believe it till somebody else come and tell her.
Well, it depends on the quality of woman that you attract. But you asked about the male love lies, though.
Oh, my
He asked me about the male love lies. Think about it. You didn't say.
Well, I'm just saying,
So
though,
I
like,
was
I've
simple,
been through
and I'm
this
not
before.
disagreeing with where you said it's both need to elevate. I agree,
Yeah.
but you said what are the male love lies, and I gave you
Right.
an example of 2. If you want to know what I'm teaching the women, they don't get off the
Right.
hook. We all
It's-
got to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody I definitely see both sides of it because I got all kinds of lots of friends.
Yeah.
Men and women in relationships, and I got some friends, and it is true. I think it's people's journey, how they were learned, how they were programmed or didn't program or whatever, to where most of my older friends, it'd be funny because they're on their date night, they're on their this and that, or and then I got others who really are like, yeah, I got it, and then I got female friends who are like, it was all about whatever until they got in the relationship. Now it's and so I think that just reinforces how important these understandings are about relationships and being able to dig deep into that, because actually when you really look out there, I'm sure everybody in this room knows somebody that fits into some of these categories that that are there. Before we end this segment, what didn't I ask you about the State of the Union that you want to share?
The other thing I would mention is that because my work is for single and married women, not just married women. So I don't want to, make it sound like it's all about marriage. Because in the dating space, what's been very interesting is there is a mood of resignation I have never seen before. And we would think with our rational mind that because we now have, 500 plus dating sites, which means we have access to more. Quantity is the key. Ease of access is the key. Well, now that's in place with the dating sites. All you got to do is move a thumb or press. But the resignation is so high because we see that was a myth, that quantity and access is the sole are the two sole factors that will convert into now attracting and sustaining a juicy love relationship. So that's a whole nother dynamic going on. And that's why I also have Debrena's dating clinic. And I get to deprogram women from the current dating model, which is very much about using men in many instances for their money. To get a meal or to get an outing that you wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? So I don't let women off the hook.
No lies told.
I don't let women off the hook or men off the hook. So it isn't about, one or the other. It's about I have a 360 approach and we both got to elevate. But at any rate, the mood of resignation for single people in the dating space or the divorced and single, I've never seen it at the level it's at.
Yeah.
But I address that too.
I think that, thank you. And I think that some of the best advice that I ever heard back when I was a young man, you know what I'm saying? I'm all settled down now. I found the love of my life, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm good. You feel me? But the best advice that I had heard was like, man, be the person that you're trying to find. In the sense that it's like sometimes we're not good people on the inside, but we trying to date somebody who, you know what I'm saying, who's we want to be all virtuous and this and that and honest and caring and all these virtues, and those aren't things that a lot of times people are exhibiting themselves. And it's just weird because, when you talk about especially social media and dating apps and everything else, and I be hearing some of these conversations, mostly women, but sometimes guys too. And it really is, comes down to a very superficial and a very whatever. And then they be mad when it don't work out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And we always blame the other. But, in Love Academy, there's an exercise where I have women write out their what I want in a man list, right? Talking about, we want in someone else what's not even developed, cultivated, and embodied in ourselves. And I have women, I've led over 65 Love Academies in 13 different states. So this isn't just a Pacific Northwest perspective. And so I asked women, read what you wrote down in your list. Well, half the things are features. I said, this is not an appliance. This is a human being. Could you at least have all qualities? I didn't realize that. Okay, then they come back with qualities. Then I say, now, I want you to rate yourself for every quality you want him to be a 10 at, as in terms of 1 to 10, and be truthful. And so 3s, 2s, 5s. Oh, you want him to be a 10 in terms of financial stewardship and financial management, but your credit score.
You got a 370 credit score.
A 370 credit score, and you got more debt than income, but you want him, right? And so I have to point out the hypocrisy, right? And so, yes, but we reveal that, and I let their answers reveal their own hypocrisy, and it's hard to argue when your own answers reveal how unaligned, right? So, I get it. Good. Truth will make us free, so I bring truth.
Good stuff. Well, appreciate you, Debrena, and later on in the show, we'll give you an opportunity to tell people where they can pick up that book.
Very good.
All right.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, man, we turn to fashion, and we're talking to Nate Alexander. You're watching The Pop-Up.
Everyone show up for each other. In the barbershop, at home, in the group chat, we check in. Not just you good, but really good. Because the health of your friends and family matter, and they need you to check in. Healthy men keep each other safe. And real ones check in on the ones we love. Because when we tap in, we stay healthy together.
Every night inside the studio, history is captured. Moments of profound vulnerability, moments of fierce accountability, and unforgettable moments of pure Black joy. and creativity.
This isn't just a broadcast. The pop-up on Converge Media is Seattle living, breathing archive of Black excellence in urban culture. For months, you've wrapped up your night with us at 9 p.m., but the conversation is growing, and we need you at the table just a little bit earlier.
Set your reminders and join us live every weekday evening at 7 p.m. Same raw truth, just 2 hours earlier. Stream us on your phone, your TV, and everywhere you get Converge. The town square opens at 7 p.m.
Experience the revitalized spirit of the Seattle waterfront at Coleman Commons, a premier event space where modern luxury meets local charm. Unwind in our serene wellness spaces or find inspiration browsing unique exhibits from local artists. Our space offers the perfect backdrop to connection with friends, neighbors, and community. Fit from everything from company galas to your girl's birthday party. Looking to book a space for your event? Visit ColemanCommons.com today.
All right, welcome back to the Pop-Up. I'm your host, the Big O, coming to you live from the Black Media Matters studios. And now we're talking fashion with Nate Alexander. What's up, bro?
How you doing, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. You know, I always be wondering, those days is behind me where I can wear pants like that.
What you be wearing that?
You know what I'm saying?
Tight?
Yeah, the tight pants.
I mean, you kind of... Never mind.
My man. Hey, listen though, man. First of all, like I said, happy to have you here. And I think the thing when I met you down in Tacoma is I really appreciated your hustle. I hadn't really seen many of your fashions then because we were there, you know, with Alicia Michelle. But
that was
the fact,
politicking.
yeah, exactly. That you came out, you was like, "Look, man, I want to talk to you." You know what I'm saying? I see what you guys is doing. How can we get? And that was like 7 months ago or 8 months ago. But you know, it's everything has a season. So again, welcome here to the studio.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here for real because even like during that time, I was going through some stuff, and then I had went on vacation. You feel me?
Yeah.
For like 2 months. And then when I got out, and I started.
You mean when you returned from vacation?
Yeah, when I came home, you feel me? I went back to my emails because I already talked to me before that, and he was like, "Yeah, what are you doing in March?" And then I waited or whatever, and then I waited again, and then I just let it go through. I ain't pressed the button. I just let it, you know, let the universe take its time.
All right. Well, in that case, if it's the universe, the timing is right. Tell us a little bit about your fashion brand, Mainly Razedebar.
So Mainly Razedebar, start from the beginning. It was created when I was in high school. It started off just as mainly. You know, mainly is the vocabulary is like whatever you do. My homeboy, he started, but he brought the name to me because he knew. He was like, "I know you know how to draw, so let's create some logos, whatever. We could get these crew necks, put Mainly on it, and we can do. When I moved to Atlanta, I took it to a whole nother level, you know, because I was putting my foot on the gas more. I'm on the sewing machine now. I'm figuring out how to make T-shirts. I'm figuring out what equipment I need, you know, and I'm going through like different people, and different people are telling me different things. Then it got to the point where somebody taught me how to sew. Then I started getting to the runway shows. And then it just continued just the snowball effect from there.
Yeah, Atlanta was good for you, huh?
Pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, I was about to say Atlanta comes with a whole lot. But
you gotta know how to maneuver.
Well, yeah. You know, my daughter went to college down there, and believe me, man.
Where? She went to Spelman?
No, she went to Agnes Scott out in Decatur.
Where?
Agnes Scott in Decatur. Oh. I know you never left downtown Atlanta. I understand.
I was in the city for real, bro. I'm from Tacoma. I was doing some real city living. If you're from Tacoma and you actually learn city living, you be like, I'm not leaving the city, boy.
I understand. You know, sometimes, anyways. let me stick to the script instead of trying to be funny here.
It's lit.
Let me see. We're gonna put this video up here because I want you to describe your style. And
Okay.
you'll see some of the stuff here on screen here in a second, where we did
You can see me on screen right here.
yeah. Well, I mean, you got
just
the
kidding.
yeah. Anytime. We're waiting for
I'm just
you.
kidding.
Here you go. There he is. Photos by Debrena Blakely. Yeah, go ahead. Talk about your style.
Yeah, so I do like a lot of one-on-ones. I'm a very textile type person, so I like to touch stuff. You feel me? So the things that you see right here those are one-on-ones. They're made out of curtains. Most of them is made out of curtains. Wow. You know, and I'm very retrospect when it comes to Jordans type of person as well. I made like the jewelry. I made the clothes out of curtains. I do like sometimes I might do like some 90s type style. It just depends on how I feel. I also do like grunge, you know, so I like to mix it up a little bit. But I also do like regular stuff for the people who don't like to do like extraordinary type things when it comes to fashion. Like I do like regular shirts and like socks. So I dyed 100 socks on my last drop, and just if you want regular stuff, I'll take it down, put it in my notes. Let me see how the masses feel about it.
So you design very much in a custom space, then, right? And so like
yeah, because I'm an artist in a certain way.
Okay, yeah,
I don't rap though.
Yeah, no, I can dig that. Okay, so then someone would come to you and say, I'm looking for a style or styling, or and then you do your magic. This is a curtain right here.
This is a curtain. I put cargo
Yeah, when I
pockets on
look at it
everything.
right now, that is a curtain.
Yeah, it's a curtain.
Could have came from Big
I
Mama
call
house.
these Marachi pants, not Versace, but Marachi.
Your Marachis, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what goes through your mind when you're like,
love
yo, I'm
that.
gonna make something out of a curtain?
First I feel it, and I'm like, ooh. Once I feel that ooh, like Rich Homie Quan, rest in peace, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with it? Are we doing a jacket? Are we gonna do a vest? Are we gonna do some pants? I'm really good with pants. I love pants, especially denim. I'm really good with pants. I can do pants like in my sleep. Tops is kind of hard because of the like the armpit area right here. It like if you don't shape it right, it will like go in when you put your arms down, and that's kind of hard to like deal with. But yeah, most likely I'm gonna do like I love cargo pants. I made some carpenter pants too, and yeah, I'm just in love with pants
Yeah, man.
and shoes.
Yeah. Oh, so you must like that Jordan exhibit back there, then, huh?
Oh yeah, actually, DJ Day. I was in love with that wall.
So let me ask you this: what are the differences between the fashion scene in Atlanta and here in Tacoma, Seattle area?
Atlanta, they try to do like their own creative thing. Like they try to be on. Okay, so their fashion is faster than ours when it comes to like artistry. Like they do their own stuff because they're closer to New York and Florida. So them two states have their own type of thing going on, you know. So Atlanta, like they have their own wave, even when it comes to everything, because they do everything over there, like literally styling, designing, music, owning buildings and stuff like that. Studios of whatever type of studio you want to do, they do a lot of things over there. Over here, a lot of us, not us, but a lot of people, they don't get into like the artistry fact in when it comes to fashion. We love vintage over here. That's our thing. Vintage clothes. Vintage, grunge, distressed. That's Washington.
What's distressed?
Distressed is when it's ripped up.
Oh, is that what
And
you
it
been
looks
wearing,
old.
Eric?
Look at his hat. It's a vintage hat.
Yeah, it is.
He has a vintage outfit on.
So, I
he
mean,
look like a surfer.
basically slash hippie slash director.
Right.
I mean, and so like this, how's this business going for you? I mean, clearly the art is dope. You say you're an artist, you're making time. Yeah. How's it going?
It's all right. It depends on certain things. It depends on funding. Definitely depends on funding. Now, the one-on-ones, you can do that. You can just go to such and I'm not going to give you the spiel on where to go, but such and such, you can get a canvas, and if you know how to pattern it, you can sew some things and then take it to a pop-up, and then you can sell it. Or you can put it on certain platforms on your phone or whatever. You can sell it there. Go to Facebook Market, sell it there.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what I do and what I used to do. You know, with not even just the clothes, everything. But yeah, that I also when people don't know how to talk to manufacturers, I talk to them for them and hand them a service fee.
Oh, that's a good one right there.
Just like what little baby say, that's $200 occasion.
Exactly, bro. Be my buddy, huh?
Yeah, give me that.
What's on the horizon for you? What do you aspire for your brand?
You mean, what do you mean?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself getting to a certain amount of sales, and also just having, not I'm gonna say a household name, but just people know when you hear like, or when you hear or see Razedebar, you be like, I know where that comes from. This person was raised around here. He came from around here, and he's moving to other fashion shows. Cause I'm getting to other fashion shows as well, you know. So I haven't been back here that long, and I'm noticing and I'm researching who is what and how they got into these fashion shows, like the designers. Cause some of them I know, and I hit them up like, how did you do? Just like I think it's called Drift Fashion that happened like a couple of days ago in Tacoma. I know one of the designers in there from the female because she was supposed to be one of my models that when I was designing for Alicia at that legendary Dope show in August last year. She was supposed to be one of my models, but she didn't ended up coming. But she was already a designer, but she stays in Seattle somewhere. So I know I could talk to her. I know I could talk to Sintu. I know I could talk to a couple of other people. How did you get in these shows? So I'm gonna keep getting in more shows, and my name's gonna get bigger.
You know, I got a feeling about you that, like, yeah, that you're committed. That you're just dedicated with it.
Yeah, and people keep coming to me about it.
Well, that's the best sign right there.
They're like, yeah.
One last
like,
question for you here.
They're like, aren't you that dude? I'm that dude.
How do you incorporate black culture and your journey into your art or what you make?
I keep the money in the family. I keep the money in the culture. I keep the money in the community. I go to the black people first. Do y'all like to dress? That's what I do. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you like to do this? First of all, I can see people's outfit. You know? Oh, that's what you like? Oh, that's cool. That's crazy. You know what? That's crazy. You got Instagram on your phone? Oh, you do? Research this real quick. They even know it's me until they see my picture with his pen. Because I have a pen picture when I went to the Kanye concert. And then, yeah, they be like, oh, that's you? Yeah, but everything else, like, they see me on the podcast or whatever. They don't see like my models and stuff. I'm like, I really do this for real. You know?
Yeah.
Razedebar.com.
You're definitely doing it for real. And, man, this is fire. I'm going to have to talk to you more about this. Hey, look, we got our final break coming up. When we come back, we're going to learn how you can keep up with these amazing guests here tonight. You're watching the Pop-Up.
Experience the revitalized spirit of the Seattle waterfront at Coleman Commons, a premier event space where modern luxury meets local charm. Unwind in our serene wellness spaces or find inspiration browsing unique exhibits from local artists. Our space offers a perfect backdrop to connection with friends, neighbors, and community. Fit from everything from company galas to your girl's birthday party. Looking to book a space for your event? Visit ColemanCommons.com today.
Black women in Washington faced more than twice the risk of syphilis in 2024, but cases are falling as we learn the facts and look out for ourselves. Yet 1 in 10 pregnant cases were among Black women. But more than half of potential congenital cases were prevented with early care. Early testing makes a difference. Get tested and protect yourself. Protect your child. Protect the community.
When our community seeks answers, we just don't report the news. We hold the space for the solutions. The Pop-Up, bringing you face-to-face with policymakers, change makers, moving your city forward. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and essential. And now, we're going to come to you a little bit earlier. Tune into The Pop-Up weeknights at 7 p.m., where culture meets Converge.
All right, welcome back to the Pop-Up. I'm your host, Omari Salisbury, here at the Black Media Matter Studios. What a fantastic show we've had here tonight, man. We continue to learn more about love and relationships from Debrena Jackson Gandy. And man, Nate Alexander, bro, I'm still blown. This is I usually don't do this, by the way.
You're supposed to ask me first, brother.
Hey, Nate, look, before we get out of here, you see that's camera 1 right here, and that's camera 2 right next to it. Go ahead and look in that camera right there in the middle. Tell people how they can get up with you, man, how they can get styled, buy some gear from you, and what's popping.
So where you can find me on Instagram at Razedebar, Razedebar. You can find me at razedebar.com. You can also find me at TikTok, Razedebar253, because they took my other one away. And I'm about to be on YouTube since we recording content. So, yeah. Or you can ask Big O about me.
Exactly. It's verified. Next time you see me, you might see me in some tight pants, man.
Okay.
and a rock. He said cargo though. I mean, maybe some cargo shorts, and we'll do it.
Watch
You're gonna have a whole bunch of pockets on them too, brother.
I need that.
There's gonna be so many pockets you're gonna lose your phone in your own pants.
Listen, I be out there shooting. That's why I'm always wearing cargo shorts, because I'm, for my gear. Debrena Jackson Gandy.
Yes.
Before we get out of here, any final words for the lovers, and also you can tell people where they can catch up with you right there in that camera.
I love it. Well, I would just say that it's time for a Black Love Renaissance, and that's what I am helping to bring about, because I believe in juicy Black love relationships. And if you would like to get my book, The Love Lies, or one of my other 2 best-selling books, you can go to my website, $1 Million Mentor, or you can get them on Amazon.com or go through my site and be linked to the Amazon portal. You can also go to my website, milliondollarmentor.net, and get on the waiting list so that next time I do a love relationships event, virtual or local, you can be plugged in, because I'm going to be doing some co-ed stuff. I've been doing a mentality again, which is for the brothers. So go to my website, get plugged in. Let's stay connected.
All right. Get plugged in.
Get plugged in.
Get plugged in.
Go, yeah. Listen, hey, I feel like tonight the Pop-Up was the plug. You feel me? The plug on love and relationships, the plug on fashion, and we got to keep it rolling. All right, before we get out of here, got to give some thanks, of course. Big thanks to our junior production crew member, Dejanay Blakely. Fantastic photos here today. And of course, our producer, Meade Gill, put together another fantastic show. And our live director and co-founder of Converge Media, Eric Calligraphy. That's our guy. Want to remind everybody that, just like our guest here, they in business, we in business too. And the way you can support our business is go to whereweconverge.com. Go ahead and look for that donate button and, drop a brother some. You know what I'm saying? $5 is cool. $5,000 is also welcome.
Let me hold a little something.
Exactly. Anywhere in between. Tomorrow night is a Tacoma takeover with Alicia Michelle. She'll be here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We're looking forward to that. And on that note, let me remind you, go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. Until next time, peace.